Hi guys, I am back and here to show you how I make these wallpaper booklets. I already recorded this video once. Apparently I did everything except hit the record button though. So here we are again with take 2 and hold on, let me just check that we're recording. Yeah, it looks like we are. So that's a good first step. I wanted to show you how to make these little booklets as promised in the last video where I showed you my wallpaper and fabric bundle. So it's just a piece of wallpaper with some papers sewn onto the inside and a little closure. Super simple, super straightforward to make. But I'd gotten a request from Selena to show these on video. She doesn't do much of the paper crafting herself, but she's just a really thoughtful person, and I know this is her way of getting me out there and pushing myself to add other types of content to my channel, as well as just sharing with everyone how to make these, because yeah, you guys love making paper crafts, and it's always good to share. So what we need is just a piece of wallpaper to start with, and I like working with these wallpaper borders. I like working with these borders because they're already cut down to a very reasonable size. Of course, not all the borders are the same. So, let's see. I'm just going to eyeball it, and I've done this a few times, so I kind of know what to go for. But let me get out my ruler here. Just to... So what I have here is about a 10-inch piece, and again, it's not an exact science. You can play around and find out what size works best for you. I'm just going to rip this. You will have a long piece of wallpaper that looks like this. So that was, we said 10 inches, and in case you're not working with a wallpaper border, it's about it's just under 7 inches. And what I will do is I will just fold this in on itself, and I can see here that I didn't get this edge very straight. That's okay. This does not have to be perfect in any way. And then I'm leaving a little bit of space here. I'm not going all the way up to the edge of this paper. I'm leaving a little space for breathing. Just a couple millimeters, so 1/8 of an inch maybe. And then I will fold that down, and I will try to get it so that the bottom edge matches the bottom edge, and then the top edge matches the top edge. So inside here, I can tell this is not straight at all, so maybe I will try to straighten it out just a little bit. I'll use the bottom edge of the ruler, and hopefully I'm in frame here, guys. I do apologize if I'm not. This is a learning experience for me. People who do tutorials on video all the time are just heroes. You guys are heroes. Okay, there we go. I think that's a bit better. Alright, so it's more even. So this is really the basic structure, and the next thing that I will do, sometimes it will take a little bit of time for this to stop curling in on itself, so you might want to weigh it down under heavy books. But you can do that at the end. For my closure, what I will do is I will grab a piece of cardstock. I will punch out a circle, and this cardstock is not super heavyweight, but it's also very stark white. So what I will do is something that I rarely do, which is I will distress my paper, mostly towards the edges here. So this is, I think, antique linen distress stain. Just use my sponge and go all the way around. All the way around. Oh boy. Okay. That's good enough. And then what I will do, like I have here in my example piece, I have a piece of cardstock, and on top of it I have this rose. I cut out one of the roses from a cutoff of the wallpaper. So I'll go with this rose because it's the bigger of the two, and I'll just roughly cut around it. I could even include some of the leaves in what I cut around, so maybe I'll try that this time. for a closure, you could do a round shape like I'm doing. You could actually just do the floral. This is a bit flimsy, and I think you want something a bit sturdier for your closure. You could do sort of a rectangular shape like I have here. You could probably also just use a button, right? If you had a giant button, or not even that big, it would, and just sew it on, and then you would have this this flap that goes under it. So here's my Fabri-Tac. These leaves hang off a little bit, but that just adds to the interest of it. A little bit more glue here. Sorry guys, I'm working on remembering to stay in frame. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then I will glue this down here, and I will do it so that, you know what, I'm not crazy about the size of this. I kind of want to go in a little bit more. I do have a crease here. That's extra, but I'm okay with that. And then I will cut this down so that it is maybe about 1.5 inches long. There we go. That is more pleasing to the eye for me. So, add a little bit more glue here. And it would probably help if I gave it a second to dry before moving on, but what I'll do is I'll line it up so that there's just a small overlap here between this closing bit and this flap, and then I can slide that in and out. So I will add glue, and I will make sure to leave probably more than necessary unglued. It's probably better to leave more of it loose than it is glued down, because yeah, once it's glued down, you can't really undo that. And like I said, if you weigh this down, it will stop buckling up as much, and it will work out better. Here's our basic booklet. Now we just need some papers to go on the inside. Here's the cream paper I'm working with. I'm just going to take 3 pieces. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to fold it in half. No big deal. Doesn't have to be perfect because I will cut this down. And then, again, so that I don't have to measure, I will just lay this up against the little booklet, and I will use my ruler to cut the edge. I want to make sure it's a little bit shorter than the booklet. Gives everything a little bit of space to breathe, and then I will just take the papers, about half of them, and I will rip. And then I will take the other half, and I will rip. And, yeah. So, this is the width of my page, and now I will cut it down for the height. And I'm just going to cut across the top. I line it up here with the edge of the paper, and I make sure, so this is the folded edge, and I will start ripping from the other edge, right, because here it's going to be awfully thick. So I'll just take a few papers at a time and rip, rippity rip rip. Obviously you can use your paper trimmer or like an X-Acto knife and ruler to get a straight edge if that's what you'd like. And then, now that I have this, now I will, again, make sure it's just a little bit shorter. Actually, you could make it the same height if you wanted, but I just want it a little bit shorter than my booklet. And, again, here's the folded edge, so I will start ripping from here. And there you go. Easy peasy. Okay, so here's your booklet, the cover of it, the closure, and the inside pages. The first time I made this, it was to write a letter to someone. If you've ever purchased anything from my shop, you know I like to write long notes, and a lot of times, even when I have a card to fill out, I will sew some extra pages into the card so I can have extra writing space. There's some overhang here, but I like that look. I can tell this isn't even. Not especially bothered by it. Off camera, I probably would have taken more time to make sure it was lined up. And yeah, just gonna go with it. So next thing, I'm just going to do a simple pamphlet stitch. The other thing you could do is take it to your sewing machine and sew down here. It's just a handful of papers, so it works out. But I'm just going to tug on these, make sure that we're tight-ish. I'm going to put one string on the either side of the center one, and I'm going to tie a double knot. Here is our super simple, super straightforward wallpaper booklet. These are great to send out probably as friend mail. You can make one of these to record a special event or a special day, and then you can include this inside your journal. Let's see. Here is my Midori for my business purposes. You can see it fits right in. You could just paper clip it in. You can write a letter like I do. You could probably figure it out. You might need to like tape this a bit, but where you could actually send this through the mail. I don't know if that would work or not, but yeah. Thank you for joining me today and for watching my very rustic attempt at a tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything else you would like me to try on video. I know a long time ago I'd gotten a request to show how I make my beads, and so that's somewhere in the queue. I would like to show that to you. At least my simpler floral beads. The boho ones are a bit more complicated and I need to hold things close to me, so we'll see if I get to that or not. But I do have a lot of other things that I want to share with you. There's a journal that I won in a giveaway. I would love to share that with you, and to do some journal with me's in it. So I'm excited for what is to come. I hope that you guys are all doing well, and yeah, see you soon.